A very good evening to all of you, my dear students. Welcome back to the class. Once again, we were discussing the chapter political parties, and this is very important, the functions of political parties. We have discussed about the parties contesting elections, and they are the people, they are the parties who contest elections. In every country, parties select their candidates in different ways, and sometimes they used to select candidates according to the region, that is the local area. In some countries such as USA, members and supporters of a party, they choose their candidates. Not only the members of the party, but also the candidates. They come and choose their candidate that who will present them. And many more countries are starting. They have started to follow this method also. That followers will also choose their parties to choose their candidate. But in India, top party leaders only they choose candidates for electing elections, for contesting elections. And that is the second function we discussed. Parties put forward different policies and programs, and they used to present before the public, before the citizen of the country, about their policies and their programs, what they are going to do after winning the elections. Then the voters, they used to choose who is presenting the best policies. They used to choose. And they each of us may have different opinions and views, yes, of course, on what policies are suitable for the society, for the country. Everyone might have different thinking and opinions. So no government can handle such a large variety of views. So people, they used to select, or you can say elect their different parties, and they vote. We have discussed about a political, what does a political party do also. So a large number of similar opinions have to be grouped together to provide a direction. So a political party, they what they used to do, they group a large number of people who are having similar opinions, in which policies can be formulated by the government. So this is the major work for them. They used to collect together parties, a number of people who have different, who have similar opinions, who have similar thinking. Another thing, a party reduces a vast multitude of opinions into a few basic ones. Okay, so a variety of people will have variety of thinking. So party reduce those thinkings, they reduce those opinions into few basic opinions, and they used to support them. And those who win the election, they are known as the willing party, or ruling party as well. So let us see the next function, that is the third function from today. We have already discussed the two functions. Number third, parties play a decisive role, and they used to decide in making laws for a country. Eventually the parties are doing all this thing, they used to decide, and they used to make laws for the country as well. They are in the legislative assembly. Formally, laws are debated. So it is clearly mentioned in your NCERT book about our country that formally, है ना, यानी सिर्फ दिखाने के लिए laws are debated and passed in the legislature. They are debated and passed, but actually most of the members belong to a party. They go by the direction of the party leadership only. Means whatever the top leaders they used to decide about the different laws of the country, the other party members, they just only have to sign on the particular laws to make it effective, irrespective of their personal opinions. No one asks their personal opinions. Only the top party leaders, they used to decide what is going to happen in the country in next year, or this year, in 6 months or 3 months. Though, so this is one of the role of party to make laws for the country as well. Next, we can see the next function of the party. They used to form government, and then they used to run the country as well. So the big policy decisions are taken by political executive. Political executive means the chief minister, the prime minister. They are the executive people, those who used to execute plans. So they are the person also, those who make big policy decisions, that comes from the political parties. So that they used to handle the execution part, and there is also a part where they used to make laws, and that is the legislation part. Then party, they used to recruit leaders, they used to train them as well, those leaders, and then make them ministers to run the government in the way That is more important, my dear students. Look at you over here. To run the government in the way they want, you know, because suppose the party has made some laws in the legislative assembly, then who will implement them? Those ministers, you know, those ministers will implement them. Means those party leaders, those who are the party leaders, they used to party used to recruit those leaders. They used to train them in that particular field. Suppose that someone is getting to run the railway ministry, railway department of our country, and the railway ministry, then that particular person must need training also, how to run the government, how to handle this railway ministry. So after electing them and after recruiting those leaders in that particular post, they are trained, and then they made them party made them ministers to run the government in the way they want, in the way they want. But really I don't think that all this happens, training and making ministers. If it happens, really it is very good for our country. So making laws, that is another function, and then implementing the laws, that is another function of the party. Okay, making laws is the third point, and the implementing those laws with the help of leaders, with the help of those different department of ministers, they used to execute those laws. That is the third and the fourth function of the parties. Let us see the next function. If anyone is having any point to discuss with me in this particular third and fourth function, then please raise your hand over here. Let us move ahead to the next function. That is the fifth function of the party, political parties. Role of opposition. Yes, always there are many parties in India and many parties in different countries also. The party who win the election, they are known as the ruling party, and the party who lose, they are known as the opposition. Those parties that lose in the elections, they also play a very effective role of opposition to the parties in power. They really act as the opposition to the parties who are in the power, those who have won the election. So this opposition also have a great responsibility in running the government, and they used to voice different views, and sometimes they used to criticize the government also for its failures or wrong policies as well. When there is a debate, they used to put their views as well, and they used to criticize the government for their failures or for their wrong policies as well. So these oppositions are the parties who used to just limit, you can say, limit the powers, or take care of or have a watch, like a watchdog, they act like a watchdog on the functions, on the roles and responsibilities, or the area of operation of the ruling party. So really in every country, oppositions are really very essential. They must be there in every country. Opposition parties should be there, so that the government who is there in the power, ruling party, they must also act according to the, or you must say that they must act for the welfare of the citizens of the country, because they will see, they will be scared that someone is there looking at our work. Who is someone? That opposition always keep a very you can say watchful eye to see the roles and the functions played by the ruling party. They always look for the opposition, they always look for the opportunity, you can say, opportunity to criticize the government or guide the government as well, that these policies should be in that manner or in that not, or not in that manner. So role of opposition is really quite very important. Opposition parties also gathered together opposition to the government. These opposition parties, they used to you can say make a group of oppositions together, and once they can also help in the forming a new government as well, if they are strong enough. But that doesn't happen always, my dear students. Let us move toward the next function of political parties, that is parties shape public opinion. That is quite important, my dear students. I will help you out to understand this particular function as well. They used to change the opinion of the public. They raise these parties raise and highlight issues. Suppose parties have lakhs of members and activities spread all over the country. Every party has a lot of members, a lakhs of members and activists spread all over the country. And what they used to do, they used to make or point some agenda. Parties sometimes also launch movements for the resolutions of the problems faced by the people. And I don't think that it is sometime, they always launch such movement which is related to the problems which are being faced by the people currently, you know. They used to make those problems as their agenda, they used to make those problems as their issues, and they used to highlight that if we will win the election, if we will be the ruling party, then we will solve all these problems which you are facing nowadays in this government. So parties, they used to change the opinion of the public also regarding the ruling party as well. Often opinions in the society shape up on the lines parties they take. Suppose the party start making agenda that I will do something like that, I will throw all the foreigners from our countries, those who are established over here, those who have settled in our country from foreign countries, and they have just raised the population of our country. So if they will make this issue as their agenda, then the opinion of the people, of the public, will also will go in line, with this agenda of the political parties as well. Sometimes they used to take agenda such as that I will solve all the problems which are really being faced by the people of India since independence. So there are many problems which the people are facing from since independence. In every election, you will see this type of agenda that roads will be constructed, we will supply fresh water throughout the country, and we will help out in the electricity, we will provide electricity to each and every house in this state or in this country. These are the agendas which they used to pick up time and time again. Means I don't know really, these type of agendas, they are taking it from long time, from since independence, almost more than 70 years, but no one has really solved all these problems. They always used to make these agendas time and time again, and don't no one is to come and in front and solve all these issues. So sometimes they take this agenda, sometimes they used to take another agenda, and they make it for campaigning, they use it in campaigning or launching movements, so that they can really turn the people, turn the public opinions with them, है ना, so that they can guide the people with them, they can take the people with them. और लोग भी जो है उनके एजेंडा के पर ही मतलब ढलना शुरू हो जाते हैं. They used to yes 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 this party is saying right, है ना, this should happen in our country. So सारे लोग जो है उसके साथ हो जाते हैं, उस पार्टी के साथ. So this is also one of the function of political party. They used to change the opinion of the public. Hope these two functions also have been understood by. Yeah. So let us move ahead to the next function of the political parties. My dear students, you will have to remember at least 5 functions of the political parties, because in your board exam there will be no question more than 5 marks of more than 5 marks. So if you remember 5 points at least, and you elaborate the points like it is elaborated here in the PowerPoint presentation, then you will surely get 100% marks. As many students of our school have got 100 out of 100 in political in social science, then you are the next, you are the next that who will get 100 out of 100. So now point number 7, my dear students, access to government machinery and welfare schemes. Now parties here have a very great role over here, that is quite important as well. Parties provide people access to government machineries as well as welfare schemes implemented by the government. So these parties, every party has some department, has some offices in different parts of the country, in every state, or you can see in every district, and maybe in every cities and towns they have their offices, their party offices, from where they used to implement the government schemes, welfare schemes. They used to take it and reach it to the village areas as well, rural areas as well. So this is also one of the functions that the different schemes for the people, welfare schemes, are implemented with the party offices, with the party, with the help of the party, the government, that they used to implement schemes. So here is it is a very quite efficient role of the political parties that they play over here to implement the government schemes and implement the government welfare schemes for the welfare of the people. For an ordinary citizen, It is easy to approach a local party leader than a government officer. It is quite true also that if an ordinary citizen, suppose I am an ordinary citizen, always I am an ordinary citizen of of my country. So it is my ward commissioner, because if you are living in a town or a city, then you will have your ward commissioner, ward panchayat, you can say, ward member. So it is really very easy to reach that party leader than a government officer, because government of to meet a government officer, you will have to take some appointment, you will have to go to his particular place to meet him. But a party leader, they used to visit your local areas, your mohallas, like this, and every time and again. And they used to have a party office also in every particular town or city as well. You can say that in every small lanes also they have a party office where you can really go and point out your issues, and yeah, they can solve your issues on the spot as well. So government political parties have this function also. They can solve the issues of the people at the local level, because they are having their party workers, party leaders among the people, है ना. लोगों के बीच में ही उनके ऑफिस होते हैं, उनके घरों के आसपास में उनके पार्टी की ऑफिस होती है. तो पीपल कैन रीच देम डायरेक्टली एट एनी टाइम, है ना. किसी भी वक्त वो पार्टी ऑफिस जा सकते हैं लोग, कोई अपॉइंटमेंट नहीं लेना है, नो वन हैज टू टेक एनी अपॉइंटमेंट और नो डेट एंड टाइम कोई फिक्स नहीं करना है. They can reach directly to the party leader, where they can really talk about or discuss about their issues of their area. So that is also one of the most important function, one of the most important function of the political parties, because it is really quite easily accessible, they are really easily reachable also. आजकल तो किसी को कॉल लगाओ तो वो भी रीचेबल नहीं होता है जल्दी से, बहुत बार बोलता है कि सामने वाला पार्टी जो है अनरीचेबल है. लेकिन इससे अच्छा है तो कि हमारे पार्टी लीडर्स जो है वो रीचेबल हो जाते हैं. यू कैन सी पीपल फील क्लोज टू पार्टीज इवन व्हेन दे डू नॉट फुल्ली ट्रस्ट देम, है ना. लोग पूरा ट्रस्ट नहीं भी करते हैं, फिर भी वो बहुत क्लोज समझते हैं अपने आप को. दे फील रियली क्लोज टू पार्टीज. सपोज इफ दे हैव वोटेड फॉर बीजेपी पार्टी, देन they see to it and they feel it that yes, it is their party, and they really feel very close that if something will happen to me, if there will be any issue, then this party will come forward and really help me, whether they trust or not, but they feel close also. So this is also the function of the political parties, that they make the people feel like this, that those people are really close to them. Parties have to be responsive to people's needs and demands. This is also one of the function, that party have to respond also. And if someone is coming in the party office or coming to the party leaders with their opinions or with their issues or their problems, then parties need to be what? Responsive, means they must respond to that public, to respond to the citizen of the country, and about their needs and demands. Otherwise what will happen? People can reject those parties in the next elections. अगर पार्टी जो है रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं करेंगे, लोग जो है लेटर पे लेटर, रिक्वेस्ट पे रिक्वेस्ट करते जाएंगे, और पार्टी जो है एक कान से सुनेंगे और दूसरे कान से निकाल देंगे, then what will happen in the next election? They will reject those parties in the next election. So ये भी एक फंक्शन है पार्टी का, कि वो रिस्पॉन्ड करें और लोगों के प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व करें, है ना. They must work for the welfare of the citizen of the country, citizen of their area, not only for their families. Not they should not do any type of favoritism as well, if they want to win the election in the next election as well. अगर उनको जीतना है next election में, तो उनको काम भी करके दिखाना पड़ेगा. They will have to show the work. So this is also one of the function, my dear students. So we have discussed about 7 functions about the political parties. What are their functions? Welcome back again, my dear students. That we have to discuss now. Our next topic is about the need of political parties. क्या जरूरत है political parties का हमारी country में? क्यों होना चाहिए political parties? चलो फंक्शन तो देख लिया हम लोगों ने, इनकी जरूरत है कि नहीं ये भी देख लेते हैं जरा. Let us see. We need political parties because they perform various functions that we have already read, है ना. In the functions हम लोगों ने function पढ़ा, तो सारे functions के जो heading से उसको लिख डालना आप यहाँ पर, है ना. That we need political parties because of this function, like contesting elections, forwarding different policies and programs, playing a decisive role in making laws, सब हम लोगों ने discuss किया है अभी, forming and running government, performing the role of opposition as well, shaping the public opinions, and making people access to government machinery and welfare schemes. So these are the functions of the political parties, and that is one of the reason that we need political parties. So बहुत आसान है, आपने function अगर आपको याद है तो you can write this first point very easily about the need of the political parties. Next one, चलो देखते हैं. Political parties are the most visible instruments of bringing a change in a specific democratic country. यही political parties है जो कुछ change ला सकता है. One individual can also contest an election without a party, है ना, बिना पार्टी का भी एक इंसान जो है वो election लड़ सकता है, लेकिन फायदा क्या होगा? No one will listen to him. Only few people will be respecting or will be having similar opinion of that, like that people, that like that individual. But if he will be all alone, then he can really convince only few people in his area, but not the whole country. So that is also one of the, you can say, need of the political parties in our country or in every country, so that they can really gather a lot of people who are really having the similar opinions or similar views. That is also one of the need of the political parties should be there in our country or in other countries. Let us see, political parties are the most visible instrument who can bring a change, because bringing a change in the whole country, it can't be done a single person, can't be done by a single or an individual. Most of the ordinary citizens identify with popular political parties, है ना. पॉलिटिकल पार्टी किसी से भी, खास करके इंडिया में आप पूछेंगे तो they will say yes, I belong to this party or I belong to that party. Most of the people will say, they will identify, they will try to identify themselves with by adding their name with some political parties. There is a good example over here also. Let us see. For example, if we travel to the remote parts or villages of a country and speak to the less educated people. So what is the condition over here? That we are going to the remote parts or the village side of our country, and we will have to take interview or talk to the people who are less educated. Now let us see what we have to talk. We would come to know that although they do not know anything about the government or the constitution, इन लोगों को ना तो गवर्नमेंट के बारे में ज्यादा पता होता है, ना तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के बारे में कि गवर्नमेंट क्या कर रहा है और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में क्या लिखा है. They will not know anything about those, but they do identify with party symbols. वो लोग लेकिन ये जरूर बता देंगे कि ये सिंबल किस पार्टी का है ना. लोटस का फूल जो है, या आप देखेंगे वो हसवा हथौड़ा जो है, और डिफरेंट साइंस जो है, लालटेन जो है, वो किस पार्टी का चिन्ह है, वो तुरंत आपको बता देंगे. तो एक ये भी जरूरी है, that is also the need of the party in our country, so that really people can identify themselves with the help of the political parties as well. Those less educated people will not know about many things about the government or the constitution, but they are aware of the different name of the parties and their symbols. है ना, उनको पार्टी के नाम और पार्टी के सिंबल जरूर याद होते हैं कि चलो हमारे कंट्री में ये पार्टी है, और कौन अच्छा काम करता है कौन बुरा काम करता है उतना पता नहीं होता है, लेकिन फिर भी नाम और चिन्ह पता होता है. So that is the second need of the political parties. Let us go through the next need of the political party. That is the third one. Political parties are crucial institutions of a democracy, which perform a variety of functions in the smooth working of a country. So हम लोगों ने बहुत सारा functions देखा है. So we can say for the smooth running of all the department of a particular country, these political parties are really very essential and crucial. They are, because they are composed of leaders, active members and their followers. These are the three components of political parties. तो leaders भी होते हैं जो command करते हैं, active members होते हैं जो execute करते हैं, और followers होते हैं हर political parties को जो उनकी कहने को मानते हैं. They used to understand, they used to listen, they used to follow. We have heard, we have seen also that our honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that we'll have to beat the utensils to just praise the corona warriors. And really the leaders, the active members and even the followers of the country, they have followed the instruction of the prime minister of the country, and they have really done the same thing when they were asked to do so. So that is also one of the need of the political parties, my dear students. Let us see another one. Government at various levels such as the national or the state level are formed through the election process, wherein different political parties compete to exercise political power. So government are having different levels at national level, state level. So government at only running sitting at the central, they cannot handle all the country, all the problems of all the people throughout the country. So they have different political parties where they compete with each other and to what to exercise political to get political power. So that is also a competition is really essential in our country. So that is all in this class, my dear students. We will learn more about the need of the political parties tomorrow in our next class. Hope you all are fine by the grace of Almighty. Stay at home and stay safe. Bye bye, my dear students. If you have any question, then please point out in the comment section of the YouTube channel. Thank you. Bye bye.